Computers are updated rather often, every 1 or 2 years, sometimes even. A computer will be switched out for a newer one. When someone is ready to dispose of their computer or cell phone, they might keep it in storage for a little while, and then they'll remember it's there, then they'll throw it away or give it to someone else. But most often, they throw it away. About 97% of e-waste isn't properly disposed of. Improper disposal encompasses a lot of things, for example, burning, dumping, exporting, all these things that cause the e-waste to enter the environment. In an average computer, in the monitor, there's usually 4 to 8 pounds of lead. In the power system and switches, there's mercury, there is cadmium in the metal housing, polybrominated diphenyllators or PBDs in the plastic cases, all of which can cause severe health effects. Awareness is really our main issue in this project. We need to get more people to know about the e-waste problem to stop it.
My name is Alex Lynn. I am 14 years old. I'm going to the 10th grade and I'm from Westerly, Rhode Island.
Before our actions began, Westerly had all of its residents just dumping all of the e-waste into our state's landfill. And then when our work and our team came along with our project, we installed a receptacle at no cost to the town at the local transfer station.
To set this up, we made a couple calls, sent some letters out to the CRT district manager, and he allowed us to do this for free because they actually do get a profit off of the materials that they recycle.
The receptacle at the transfer station is saving all of this e-waste from going into the crops, the water, the ground, the soil, and now it's going back into the system so it will not affect the environment.
We are the WIN team. This is Jeff, Nancy, and Bobby. And we get down here every week or so in my house to refurbish these computers.
The main purpose for our team doing the refurbishing is not only to help the residents in our area, but also to show that reusing, which is 7 times more efficient than recycling, is simply done. I mean, even some kids can do it. We will regularly get donations from companies, banks, individuals, replace the hard drives usually, sometimes the RAM, fix it up, add some new programs into it, educational software to help the kids, pack it up, and then we send it out to the recipients. The people that we donate to generally are residents of Westerly who do not have a computer at home. After the tsunami in 2004, we donated some computers to Sri Lanka. They eventually founded a learning center and named it after our team. It's called the WIN Children's Learning Center. That's probably one of the coolest parts of our project. We got a place named after us halfway around the world. Legislation for e-waste is important because you need some way of making the system sustainable. People could hold recycling drives all they want, but that's not going to stop the fact that if people don't have a recycling drive near them, they're probably going to end up throwing it away because they don't know about it.
The students came up to the State House, testified before the Environment Committee. They gave a very detailed, thorough PowerPoint presentation. Their testimony was well received by the committee that heard the legislation.
And at that point, I think I realized that this is actually really big. This is for the state. It's not just a town ordinance. It's now mandatory for the state.
I guess we were kind of hopeful for the bill to pass, but we weren't sure. I mean, if it hadn't passed, we would have been ready to testify again at the State House for as long as we had to make it until it eventually passed.
I think in a certain way, kids have a much larger voice if they can find it. It's much more powerful people will listen to it.
Even though it can be considered a landmark victory from our perspective, in the larger view, it's just one more step in getting the country to change because, for example, if 1 or 2 or 3 states do it, and then they'll encourage more states to build up their legislations and then push for e-waste laws across the country, and maybe one federally and nationally. We've sometimes come to not only understand it as the Westerly Innovations Network, but the World Innovations Network, because, I mean, now we're working with people in Sri Lanka, Mexico, and Cameroon. It feels more like it's linked globally instead of just us here alone.